What's going on, y'all? About to send this link out, then we're going to go ahead and get started. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, bam, link sent out. What's going on, y'all? About to go ahead and mark up these trade ideas. Gonna wait for y'all to hop on in. Yeah, I like that right there. We have a super strong resistance. I like the stop loss. So I can see sales there. We can see a repeat. What's going on, y'all? Haven't entered these trades. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, though. They literally, as soon as market opened, tanked. Would have been a nice move. I had these trade ideas written up, as you can see. I had these set up for later on today, but they started their move early, which happens. So we're going to see if we can continue to jump in on this. So it continues to hold this level. Going into London, we'll jump in here. But if it wants to retrace back up, we'll jump in on a sell there. But we're going to be looking for sells on the indices. The price is starting to move a little bit. It is that new quarter, though. If y'all go into the free signal and free telegram, first link in description, and you go to this time last year, if I remember correctly, the summer quarter, or what quarter is this? I know it's quarter 3. Volume was flowing nicely around this time last year. That's all I know. July all the way until July, August, September. I want to say all the way to October, and then of course things slowed down when the holidays came, November, December. So if I'm not mistaken, this quarter we might see a lot of volume flowing. Of course, we got to see what happens, take it day by day. But at least so far, we'll see what happens going into London. But so far this quarter, this month, volume's been nice. Like as soon as markets opened, we saw some nice moves happening on the indices and a few other pairs. Didn't get into any of those because I usually don't trade the opening or Tokyo session on Sunday. I do every now and then, but I usually don't. But we might start getting back into that because there were a few moves we did miss. GN was one of those. There was a nice buy we could have had right there. Went over that with the members. Nice buy we could have got on GA here too. You see, I had the buy written up. Well, no, that's a lie. I did this when I was doing the market with the members. But this is the same buy setup we went over on Friday's live that did play out. So anyone that did watch Friday's live, y'all could have got a nice GA buy here. And it literally did the same move on Friday, but we missed that buy. So we're either going to wait for retracement, or if price can continue to hold this level, we're going to look for a buy up here. But yeah, this was another move that we did unfortunately miss. But like I say all the time, you're going to miss trades regardless. When you're asleep, when you're in another trade, you're going to miss some trades. So don't sweat too much about it. I need to slide this over. What's going on, y'all? Those just joined the live, we haven't entered any trades yet. These are just trade ideas. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal room, free telegram. You see on your screen how we did last week and last month. Last week we went 6-1, catching 5,275 pips. And then last month we went 55-4, catching 151,295 pips, giving us a 93% win rate for the month. So We're about to see if we can mark some levels off. All right, cool. So we got about 16 minutes until London starts. We're going to be looking at GA buys, EJ, GJ sells, gold buys, NASDAQ, SPX sells. That's going to be the game plan. That's going to be the game plan. What's going on, Brian? I see you in here. What's going on? I see you. What's going on, Richie? Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely a great start to the quarter and the month. All right. I know I've been saying how to do it. I just haven't done it yet. I've been focused on a lot of other stuff, content and video wise, but I am going to be tallying up how we did last quarter. But if you want to see how we did last month and the months before, go ahead and hit that first link in the description. This is how we did last week. All right. So you just scroll to July 9th, which was yesterday, Sunday. You'll see this right here. So Monday, we caught 4,030 pips. Last Tuesday, we caught 130. Wednesday, we caught 27. Thursday, we caught 45. And then Friday, we caught 1,025 pips. In the week with a total of 5,257 pips, 4,197 those pips strictly caught in the advanced play signal room with the members. You click up here, it's going to take you to the first trade on Monday, which was a nice GN sell. We hit a few TPs. Me and the members hit TP1 on NAS. And then, of course, Tuesday was the holiday, but we did hold the GN sell going into Tuesday. So we caught 130 pips on Tuesday. Here was a screenshot of that position, a nice tank to the downside. So that's how Tuesday went. And then Wednesday, let me see how we did Wednesday. I think we went 1-1 on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we went 1-1, caught 45 pips. And then on, I feel like I just skipped a day. I did skip a day. Whatever. I skipped a day, but y'all get the point. And then Friday, we took a nice EJ sell, me and the members. We entered this during Tokyo session on Thursday going into Friday, caught 125 pips. And then we caught a gold buy in the free channel, 900 pips, TP5 hit. Trade is still technically valid, hasn't hit SL at all. We entered right here. As you can see, did a nice retest and shot to the upside, hit the middle of my zone where it did a retracement, where you see to the left, it did the exact same thing. I let the members know about it. So most of them should have, if not all, secured profits. But yeah, so we got a new 15 about to pop up. We're just chilling right now. We're going to be looking at GJ sells, EJ sells. We're going to be looking at NAS and SPX sells, gold buys, GN buys, GA and EA buys. All right. So looking at GJ, we were catching nice buys literally all last quarter and last month. Those that was here, you already know. Or if you just explore the channel or just look at my long positions here, you can see that. But towards the end of the month, it failed to make a new high right here, which we see here. Nice higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And then it failed to make a new higher high multiple times. And then it's rejecting these levels. Me and members caught a nice sell on Friday on the EJ, and it's currently trading as low as resistance, and it has a nice rejection wick so far on the day. So it already retested this level, attempted to pop up and shot back down. So if we continue to hold this level as resistance, we're going to be looking for a possible sell setup on this pair right here. As you can see, it broke this level, and it's kind of just been chilling here for the past hour. So we're waiting to see what happens when London session starts. As far as the news for this week, so looking at today, we got GBP news at 11 a.m. EST. And then later on, when market reopens during Tokyo session, we got Australian news. Then looking at Tuesday, we got GBP news at 2 a.m. right before London. And then we got some Euro news at 5 a.m. And then that's pretty much it. Then when market reopens, we got news for New Zealand at 10. And then at 11:10, we got Australian news. Wednesday at 8:30, we got our regular CPI USD news. Then we got Canadian news at 10 a.m. Then at 11, an hour later, we got another Canadian news. Then at 1:01, we have a USD news event. It's orange folder, but I'll still keep that in mind. Might not do too much, but I'll still just keep that in mind. You never know. Then looking at Thursday, another 2 a.m. GBP news event. Then 8:30 again, USD pairs. Then we have New Zealand holiday, and then Friday we have a Euro holiday. So most likely on Thursday, I went over this with the members earlier, last night. New Zealand, we're probably not going to trade any of those pairs going into Thursday, and then probably Friday we're going to stay away from the Euro pairs. But there's still probably going to be plenty of other opportunities. But we're just going to be chilling right now. We're going to be waiting for the London session candle. But we can see here price is treating this as resistance. So I am liking this for sales right here. I am liking this for sales right here. This would be a nice 1 to 3 risk reward. Let me fix this stop loss. Let's tighten that up. Those just joined the stream. We haven't entered these yet. These are just trade ideas. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description. Join a free signal room, free Telegram. We're waiting for London opening. So we're just chilling right now. Yeah, I'm liking this for a buy right here as well. So yeah, we have a bunch of possible setups to jump into. And see, this is what I was talking about. We're going to daily. This is where the candle started. This would have been a nice entry, would have been all the way up here and already caught the higher high positioning. But we're going to try to see if we can catch the rest of the wave before the day really kicks off. If we go on a naked chart, clean it up a little bit, you can see more clearly why we're going for buys. We can see literally nothing showing sells. We see higher highs being made. And this would have been a nice entry to get on. We're going to look to see if we can get into the next entry position. We got about 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes till the next 5 minutes, starts. But we're just chilling right now. We're just chilling right now. Make sure to follow me, y'all, on Instagram and TikTok. You should see it on the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram is playmaker_way. TikTok is playmakerway. I just posted a video a couple hours ago on both pages. Make sure to check them out. Let me see 1 second. What time? 4 o'clock. My bad, y'all. I'm reading a text. I respond to all messages. Starting a little bit, y'all. We're just waiting for the London opening. Those who just joined the stream, we just did a quick chart analysis. Basically went over the game plan for London and possibly the day. So go ahead and rewind a little bit. Make sure you hit that first link as well. So we see NAS right here. It's doing a retest. It's pushing up right now. So like I said, we're either going to look for a sell here or price wants to retrace back for us. That's even better. And we're going to look for a sell and try to catch the entire way back down. We was going for buys for a while. The reason why we're going for sells is kind of similar to GJ. Price has failed to make a new high. Me and the members, we caught, well, we've been catching all these buys here. If we zoom out, you can see all the long positions, especially since I cleared out all my levels. You can literally see we've been catching all the buys here. We was also catching the sells down if you go into the free Telegram. But the reason why we're going for sells now is just like with GJ, a higher high got failed to be made. We see it tried for multiple days, dropped, reattempted, failed at the same level here. Then we see here with these wicks, did a retest, rejected that level on Friday. And then, like I said, literally since market open, it's been dropping. So if it wants to retrace back for, my bad, I'm getting tongue-tied. If it wants to retrace back for us and come back up here, I ain't complaining. That's going to help us catch even more pips. But if it decides to break this support and turn to resistance level, we're going to catch the rest of the wave down for the day. So that's the game plan right there. So we got 10 minutes to London. So we're going to see what happens when that London candle opening starts. But if we look at SPX and US30, we're most likely going to see some similar movements, which we do right here. So yeah, we're going to be looking for sells on these pairs right here. actually didn't redo my levels on US30. Let's see if they're still good. This thing dropped too. Yeah, so they literally all have been dropping since markets open. US30 is kind of the same thing as NASDAQ SPX, just a little bit more extreme. Was shooting up, making highs, hit this level of resistance, drop down, reattempted, drop down. Yeah. Yeah, so let me go ahead and write these trade ideas up because I do like how these are looking right here. Speaking of trade ideas, I got a trade breakdown video dropping later today. Well, let me not say later today, later this week. All right. Of course, I'm going to let y'all know once it drops. But check out my most recent trade breakdown. In the meantime, let me go ahead and drop that in the chat before London session starts. Give me 1 second, y'all. I break it down from start to finish. It's all in depth, step by step. And you can literally replicate this yourself. Just do some back testing and practice on a demo account, of course. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Here it is. Yeah, so make sure to check this one out, y'all. And of course, those watching the recorded, you already know I'm going to put it up on the screen for you. All right, yeah, but that's literally what it's caused. I call this huge 240-point move live. I believe this was a gold trade. Yes, it was 240 points or 2,400 pips. It was a huge move. And literally, this strategy works, as you can see, on everything. Currency pairs, metals, indices. So it doesn't really matter. As long as I got a chart, this is how you should be reading the charts. And you can execute and replicate. Am I the only one that be trying to combine words at the same time together? I know I'm not the only one that be doing that. But execute and replicate the same exact thing. So we got about 7 minutes till London session starts. I'm gonna go ahead and write these trade ideas up because there's a lot of possible opportunities. We saw a lot of pairs we just went through are chilling at key price levels, almost meeting all the confirmations we need right before the session starts, which is not a coincidence. So when London opens, we're going to see who's going to continue to hold these levels and respect them and pump or break the direction we want, or it's going to retrace back to the previous level, and then we'll go from there. So that's what we're going to be looking at. But let me go ahead and write these trade ideas up. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. I appreciate you giving this channel a chance. Make sure to click that profile and check out all the other content we got on here. Hit that sub and bell button because we don't just live stream and live trade every day, but we drop trade breakdowns, trading psychology videos, trading tip videos. I got trading plan videos. I got videos on how to count pips, support resistance, risk rewards, everything. If I don't got a video for it yet, I just haven't made it. But we got everything on here, and they're in-depth videos. It's not just me just talking. It's not no brief. Well, they are brief, but they're brief for a reason. All right, trading is simple. All right, there's no reason to drag things out if you don't need to. It's very simple. All right, so make sure to check those out. If I get quiet, that's because I'm writing some trade ideas up. That's 100 entry SL. Y'all see on your screen how we did last week and last month. You hit that first link in the description, join the free signal room, free Telegram. You can check that out and see for yourself. All right, we went 6-1 last week, giving us an 86% win rate. And then last month we went 55-4, giving us a 93% win rate for the month. We only lost 4 trades last month. 50, 15, 15. All right, boom. So I'm writing some of these trade ideas up right now. So SL for this. Yeah, so GA is already trying to push and make a move. EA as well. So I went over these with the members last night. So a lot of these pairs started moves before London session started. This was one of them. I had this trade idea written up. So any of the members that watched this, y'all would be up right now. I personally didn't call this trade out, but I broke this down with the members. But again, like I said, a lot of pairs started doing some moves on this Sunday. So I might start getting on the charts a little bit earlier. Because like I said, those that have been here since last year around this time, or if you just go into free Telegram and go to around this time last year, you'll see that volume was or if you just go on the chart and just look at last year around this time, volume was flowing crazy. Like we caught huge moves around this time last year during the summer, all the way until October. But let me write some of these. Let me write these trade ideas up. Give me 1 second, y'all. We got a couple minutes till London session starts. Yeah, there's a lot of pairs I'm liking right now. Yeah, so like I said, are those just joining them quiet because I'm writing some trade ideas up right now. So just give me 1 second. Because what I used to do is I used to try to do this after I entered, and as you can probably tell, the market's not going to pull out a seat and be like, he's trying to help people out. Let's wait for him to post this signal with all the TPs and stuff. Then we'll do our move. You know what I'm saying? So just trying to get ahead of the get ahead really quick. Give me 1 second. Yeah, but like I said, I'm looking at EJ sells, GJ sells, NAS sells, SPX sells, gold buys, GN buys. Like I said, after our confirmations are met in all certain levels, I'm not saying just enter right now or enter randomly, but those are the trade ideas and setups I'm going to be looking for as of now. All right, bam. Yeah, so looking at gold, we might be seeing a reversal possibly happen. Definitely depending on what happens this week. But we was catching sells literally this entire wave down. We was also catching the buys all the way up. So looking at price, this could be just a possible level of traffic. So if price does break back below these levels, we can see the downtrend continue. But if price breaks to the upside off these levels of traffic, especially if it breaks this resistance at 1932, 1934, we can see a possible reversal back to the upside. But we also have a strong resistance at 1950, 1952 as well. So we can't ignore that. So London session did just start. So let's go ahead and pull up these charts. All right. So we got a retest on EJ. We're going to be looking for a possible sell right here. We're going to see if we can continue to hold this level as a resistance. And I'm still looking at some other pairs. Just got a couple more trade ideas to write up because, like I said, there's a lot of good possible setups right now. 20. Now, will I enter all of them? No. Just like on Friday, there was a couple trades I missed / didn't enter. Why? Because we was in plenty of other trades and we're still up for the week and the day. The goal isn't to jump into every trade. The goal is just to make sure the trades you jump into are good trades. High probability setups. You're going with the trend, good risk to rewards, and of course, you're not over leveraging. We're about to see. what these other pairs are talking about. So just join the stream. We haven't entered this yet. These are just trade ideas. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal room, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last week and last month. Last week we went 6-1, catching 5,275 pips. Last month we went 55-4, catching 151,295 pips. Ending the month with a 93% win rate, and then last week we ended it with the 86, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't write it on here. I got to do the math. I'm pretty sure it's either 85 or 86% win rate. Well, I did write it on here. Yeah, 86. We're going to go over that in just a second, though. Let me see here. Trading View tutorial. I have a video on Trading View. Now, it's not a tutorial. Well, it is a tutorial, but it's just based on the tools I need. I need and I use, right? Because there's not a lot. There's a bunch of tips and tricks and stuff like that. Now, if you want a video like that, I can put it on the list. But I do have a video on the tools I use on TradingView that you see me use on live every day, and I show you where to find them, how to put up a bookmark, and the reasons why I use those tools. So I can link that for you, because I do have a video for that. I got you right now. Yeah, I got you right now. Yeah, so this video breaks down literally all the tools you see me use on every live stream every day. So make sure to check that one out. And that's for everyone interested and just in general, because you should be using these tools. You should be using the long and short position. You should be using the horizontal line. Now, as far as the path tool and fibs and stuff like that, that's optional, but definitely the first three you should be using for sure. What's going on, Sparky? I see you. Yeah. I'm thinking about, because I liked kind of how it went on Friday, so I'm thinking about probably doing what I used to do, starting them a little bit earlier. Cause I'd be up at this time anyway, so I'd be like, I'm on the charts. I might be in bed chilling on my phone, but I'll be on the charts anyway, so I might as well start the stream early. What's going on? This is my first day, part of the advanced plays. What's going on? Yeah, so this is your first day. I'm telling you the same thing I tell everyone when they first join. So if you haven't already, make sure to explore the Advanced Play Signal Room. All right, it's not just a Signal Room. There's a lot of resources that a lot of people don't use and waste. All right, so the first thing I want you to do is read the pinned messages in the Advanced Play Signal Room. The first one or the second one, I don't know whichever one it is, but the one of them is going to be the account size key. Is going to go over pairs that you should or should not trade based on your account size. All right, so make sure to do that. That way, if I call a signal out, especially in the advanced play signal room, because I do call out usually bigger plays and bigger moves in there. That way, you don't enter a trade that you shouldn't be trading, and your account suffers from it. All right. Then also check out the other pin message, read the rules for the group chat, and then join the group chat. All right. In the group chat, watch the pinned video in there. That video goes over how. First, it goes over the things you need to do before entering any trade, and then it goes over how to calculate your lot size to make sure you're risking the same amount each trade, all right? Because that's very important. And that goes out to everybody. You should need to be risking the same amount each trade, because if you don't, there's going to be a lot of inconsistencies, all right? I went over it on Friday's stream, but I might go over it again this stream in a second. I'm just trying not to get sidetracked, because when I go into like the mentor teacher mode, I'd be forgetting about looking at charts. So let me make sure we don't miss any setups before I get to that. So give me 1 second. But yeah, make sure to do that. All right. Make sure to do that. Let me take that off the screen. So I get quiet. That's because I'm looking at some other pairs. But yeah, we're looking at EJ still. So again, think about we entered this trade when we started the stream, we'd be in drawdown right now, and we really wouldn't have even made any money. So that's why it's just important just to stick to your rules. Sometimes there are some exceptions to the rules, but the rules are set in place for a reason. Now we see price semi-rejecting this level. So again, we didn't really miss too much, right? let's see what these other pairs are up to. Okay. All right. All right. I like this one. My thing is, it already did a nice shoot up to the upside, but looking at Friday, it rejected this level on Friday. So there's a higher chance of possibility it can respect this level. It's already looking a lot cleaner than it did on Friday. So I'm not against a buy here, but I'm not going to lie, say I wouldn't feel a lot more comfortable into the buy here, but it already did the move. So it's doing a retest, and it's looking like it's trying to respect this level and push up. So we could possibly see a possible buy set up here as well. So let me write this trade idea up. I see the other comments. I'm gonna get to them in a second. All right. Give me 1 second. All right, cool. So let's go back to EJ. I think shooting it up. Yeah, because I was looking for a sell position here because this is the sell me and the members caught on Friday. Nice 1 to 2 risk reward. I added a second position here. So I was looking to see that, but as you can see, it didn't hit my level. It came right almost to it and then dropped, which is why I put the sell position here. So it can still end up breaking back below here. So we're not going to change our minds just yet, but we are looking for sells as of now, regardless. Whether it's here or here, we're looking for sells. So that's going to be the game plan there. Nothing's changing. Let me see what these other pairs are up to. My bad, Joe. I'm over here doing some math in my head. All right, let's see what these other pairs are up to. All right. So I'm missing anything right now. All right, GJ is doing the same thing as EJ. SPX is up to. All right, cool. So right now we got a bunch of pairs just doing a retest, filling out the levels they're currently on. But literally all the pairs we're looking at, for the most part, are on key price levels right now, which isn't too much of a coincidence. You see this happen all the time, especially the members, because I be pointing this out to y'all all the time. All right. If we look at NAS, NAS is doing the same thing as retesting this level here. Like I said, we're either going to wait for the break below this level, look for a sell, or we're going to wait for price to retrace back up to here and look for a sell. But besides that, we're still looking for sells on those. GN is right on the support level, but it's doing a retest. So we're just going to let it fill it out. It's been doing this for the past 2 hours and some change. But yeah, there are a few pairs that I am liking right now. We're just waiting on confirmations. All right, let me catch up to these comments. All right, no problem, Richie. Are the indices pips different from the Forex pips when calculating them? No, they're not different. It's just, let me just explain this. Again, I'm going to make it simple. I know there's all these terms and all this stuff, but the reason why there's all these terms, all these different patterns, all these strategies, it's all confusing. It's going to confuse a lot of people. So I'm just going to make it super simple. I got a video on how to count pips, but I'm about to break this. Still watch that video. Just literally search up how to count pips on my channel. But still watch that video. But I'm going to make it super simple. All right. So with indices and gold, a lot of people will say points over pips, right? but that can throw people off, especially if you trade more than just indices and gold. If you just trade indices and gold, whatever. But when you trade currency pairs as well, that can throw you off because you can't consider these pips, and you count them the same. You just the points and pips, it's the same thing. Only thing is different, you just take 2 zeros away. So let me explain. So like I say, these are real markets, these are real values, right? So give me 1 second. Let me make sure I'm not missing what I'm looking at. All right, cool. Let me go back to EJ. These are real life values, right? Now with indices and gold is a little bit easier. And we can kind of see it's a little bit easier on EJ. So we're going to use EJ as an example for a currency pair, and then we're going to look at gold and then the indices. So we look at EJ, we can see that is currently worth 156. We're just going to keep it simple, right? $156 or whatever, 156 euros, yen, and 21 cents. That is what it is currently priced at, 156.20, right? So to count pips would be the cents. So every penny in this example would be a pip. So if we entered at 156.20 and that thing just shot down 156.16, it just shot down 4 pips, right? If we entered at 156.20 and it shot up to 156.25, it has shot up 5 pips. Now, if it went to 156 from 156.20 to 157.20, that's 100 pips. All right. Now let's look at gold. Before I do that, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Those just joined the stream. This is a trade that we called on Friday. I'm about to just continue the example in just a second. I just got to type some things up. So just give me 1 second, y'all. But let me know so far if what I'm saying is making sense. So let me know in the chat if what I'm saying so far is making sense. All right. Because it was confusing me at first, but like I said, I was in a bunch of different things. I was in IMLs before. I was in a couple other mentorships. I didn't ever buy a course, done the baby pips, I've done all that stuff. And at a certain point, I was like, I need to just figure this out on my own. Because, like a lot of people, I was watching a bunch of different YouTube videos and a bunch of different strategies and trying to combine them all. And that really just confuses you more than helps you, right? So, what I did was I had to literally just relearn and just learn things for myself. So, how did I do that? I literally just stared at the charts, did a lot of math, did a lot of back testing, and then eventually things started to click. And let me explain exactly what I mean by that. All right, so back to what I was saying. So, same thing, except we're going to count this in pips, then we're going to do points. And then you go like, wow, that's simple, right? So, we just explained how pips count and how you count pips and how they work. Same thing with gold. Gold is currently worth $1,924.76, right? So same thing with EJ, 1924.70. So this goes up to 1924.80. That is 10 pips, right? If it goes from 1924 to 1925, that is 100 pips or 10 points. So every whole number goes up is basically a solid point, and then every like decimal is when it goes to pips, right? So if it goes from 1924 to 1926, right, that's going to be 60 points. Hold on, I'm about to confuse myself. I said 1924 to 1926. So that's going to be 2.00. So it's either going to be 200 points or 2,000 pips. So literally, you just got to take 2 zeros away to count it from points, but you count and calculate everything the same, right? It's just like meters and yards, right? You're both still trying to calculate a distance or Fahrenheit and Celsius. It's basically like that, right? But you count and calculate things the same way. So that's why I just do everything in pips to keep it simple, and it's easier to calculate stuff, especially when you're trying to do your lot size when you just count things in pips. Especially when, like I said, you trade multiple different pairs. Now, if you just trade indices and gold, you can just say points all day, and you won't confuse yourself and you won't confuse others. But when you're trying to count the stuff, especially when you trade multiple different pairs besides just the USD indices and gold, then it'll help you out. But like I said, check that video out on my channel, how to count pips. I break it down better. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie, I gotta pull out the calculator and do it in the math physically, mental math, especially with decimals. I can't do that in my head like that. But in that video, I do all of that, and I go for examples, because also those that have prop firm accounts or done prop firm challenges, gold not too much, but the indices, they calculate that stuff completely differently, and they do it on purpose. But yeah, so in that video I go over how to count the pips and points on both funded prop firm accounts and then regular brokers and personal accounts. So make sure to check that out. Let's go back to EJ and see what EJ's up to. All right, so EJ just dropped back down for us. Perfect. So we're about to mess with this in a second. All right, it did exactly what we was just talking about. Remember, it was a full candlestick up here, and I was like, it could still drop back down, and it did exactly that. So I'm about to post this disclaimer. Make sure to read this disclaimer, y'all. It's the same disclaimer I post every day before I post the first trade. It's going to look like a big paragraph on y'all's phone screen, but it's just 11 sentences. So make sure to read that and check it out. But I do like how this is looking right here. Yeah. So I'm about to post the TPs in the channel, but I did enter this trade right here. So again, the reason why I just like to wait for London session opening candle, especially if I didn't enter like towards like the first 4 hours of Tokyo, is because again, we started this stream 30 minutes ago, and we would have entered. It really didn't do anything. The move's starting now, so we didn't really miss too much. It started, 15 minutes, 20 minutes into London. So again, it just helps, especially with you mentally, because it helps you avoid unnecessary drawdown and things like that, and unnecessary retracements and possible stop losses getting hit. But let me post this TPs in the channel. But y'all should be blue already. I think it's already dropped about like 5-6 pips so far. But let me type these TPs up. Make sure to hit that like button too, y'all. Five. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So we already hit a TP. Turn the screen. Yeah, I actually blue on this trade right here. So we're gonna let this do its thing. Me and the members were in the trade currently as well. We just hit a TP as well. Me and the members. TP2 just got hit. So we're already 2-0 for the day so far. And me and the members just hit a trade as well. I'm gonna post that stuff on my Instagram later once we get off this stream. But me and the members are currently in a trade also. Make sure hit that like button, y'all. Make sure hit that like button. All the TPs are posted in the channel now. So refresh y'all's telegrams. You'll see all the TPs in the channel. Make sure to read that disclaimer though, especially if it's your first time on the stream. All right. It goes over how these TPs work and how you should be going about trading in general. So make sure to check those out. Let me catch back to these comments. My fund FX is tempting. I'm saving up for a two-step 50K account. Yeah, all I suggest is, you know what I'm saying, before you purchase an account, just have a plan. Know what your plan is. Know what you're going to be doing day 1 to day 5, and then what you're going to be, you know, you got to have a plan. Don't just buy it and wing it. Know exactly how much you're trying to risk per trade, know how many trades you're going to take per day, all that good stuff. But you got it. And I wouldn't be too shocked if GJ is doing the same thing. But let's just take a look out of curiosity. Yeah, so GJ is doing the same thing. All right. So like I said EJ sells. What else did I say? EJ, GJ. Let's go to GN because we did say GN buys. Let's see if that's starting to move. Oh, it's starting green. So possible GN buys still. And then what else? I said NAS and SPX sells and gold buys. So we're going to check NAS and SPX out in a second. So yeah, I'm liking this. So we might enter that in a second. But let's check out gold. See what gold's up to. Gold's pushing back up. All right, let's see what NAS and SPX are up to. All right, so it's still chilling at this level here. So we're going to let them do their thing still. Yeah, we're going to let them do their thing. But I am liking these. We're going to let them do their thing still. Yeah, I'm kind of liking this right here as well. Make sure that like button, y'all. Make sure to subscribe as well. My bad, y'all. I'm responding to a message really quick. Yeah, so now it's rejecting. So, yep, we're just going to let that do its thing. We're going to go back to it. Let's go back to EJ. EJ's pushing the way we want it, though. We're literally like a pip away from the next TP. Y'all should be nice and blue on y'all screens right now. What is a funded prop firm? A prop firm is basically a funded account. So you have to pay money to take a test. And you have to pass 2 phases without violating the rules. And if you pass the 2 phases, first phase is usually making 8% of the account. Second phase is 5%. And most of them give you a month to pass each phase. And if you pass, then you'll be able to get a 4 to 5 figure account. So from 5K to 200K. And then it's basically free money after that. So if you pass, you get the refund and then you get paid out every 2 weeks after the first month. Now, I do not recommend doing that until you are at least profitable consistently for a month to a quarter. So if you haven't been profitable for a month, not one day, not 1 week, but a month to a quarter, don't even do that because there's a high chance you're just going to waste your money. All right. So if you haven't been profitable consistently for a month to 3 months, just keep practicing until then. Because again, like, there's no rush into getting the prop firms. but that's basically what they are. And they do come in handy. I got multiple myself. Let me see here. Where do I find NAS100 on MT4? So you're saying on MT4, so it depends if your broker has NAS100. I know some brokers don't have NAS100, so if you don't see NAS100, look up US100, but you look it up the same way you look up a currency pair. So if you don't see NAS100, look it up, and if it doesn't, usually it'll say US100. But if you don't see either one of those, most likely your broker doesn't have it. Now, my broker has NAS100. It has literally everything I trade. So it's linked in the description as well. So click that, and then just make your account with that broker, and you'll be straight. Use 1 to 500 ratio though. Yeah, but we're going to see if we can hit the next TP on EJ. But we're just chilling right now. Those who joined the stream, we're currently in this trade. Me and the members are in another trade as well. Nice and blue on both trades. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal room, free Telegram. We were talking about looking for sells before London session started. Those that have been here since the beginning. And we're just chilling right now. You see on your screen how we did last week and last month. Last week we went 6-1. And then last month we went 55-4. We're going to go into free Telegram and actually pull that up in a second. Let me just catch up to these comments. Yeah, so if you can't find US30, is either your broker or it's US. Well, no, US30 would pop up. Yeah. Could you do CAD JPY? I could look it up. I don't have any levels on it though, but I can still look it up and just give it an analysis. I got you. Yeah, I found US100. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, US100. We can do CAD JPY. Let's pull it up. Yeah. Oh wow. So I do have some levels on here, but I haven't looked at this in months. As you can see, the levels are way off. So we can do a little bit of mixing and matching. So it's doing the same thing as the other JPY pairs. So if you're asking if it's a good time to enter, I would not say so. But it literally did the same thing as the other JPY pairs. They're dropping to the downside. Right. See the same thing with EJ. We're probably gonna see the same thing with GJ. It's doing the same thing. The pairs we're in are just a little bit ahead of the game compared to CAD JPY, but you see literally the same market structure. So I would still consider sells on that. Now, as far as levels, like I said, I will not enter a sell right now. I'd wait for price to either retrace back up to around 107.50, 107.55, and look for a sell there. Of course, after confirmations. And then we can possibly see price jump down to around 106.55, 106.50, if not 105.80, 105.60. I can see CAD JPY doing that today. We don't have any news events for any JPY pairs. We do have GBP news at 11, but that's pretty much it for today. And then when market reopens, we have Australian news at 9:30. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at for CAD JPY. But I wouldn't recommend entering right now. I wait for a retracement. We got a new 15 that just started. Let's see if we can hit the next TP. We barely missed it. No problem. I got you. So let me look and see what these other pairs are up to really quick. Let's go back to GN. Let's see if that is still chilling there. Yeah, so still respecting the level of support, but we're still just going to wait. Because again, even if we would have entered, we'd be in drawdown right now. We wouldn't be missing out on much. So we're just going to let that do its thing. But we can still see clearly that's treating as support. So we're still going to flip back on that in a little bit. Just do a checkup and see how it's doing. Let's go back to NAS. Yeah, so NAS has dropped back down below this level. All right. So we might be entering NAS and SPX sells soon. So I like how SPX is already doing a slight drop. Yeah, I like how these are looking here. Yeah, so let me write some of these trade ideas out. Yeah, I like how these are looking. And if you're interested more about prop firm accounts, I have plenty of videos on my channel about strategies I personally use to pass multiple prop firm accounts and more details about them as well. So definitely check those out on the channel. And that's not just directed at you, Ryan. That's at anyone that's interested. What's your time zone? I'm in the US. So everything I have is based on EST, but right now I'm on whatever the West Coast is, whatever it's not GMT. I'm 3 hours behind EST right now. I don't know if that's GMT or I don't know what time it is, time zone. But I'm 3 hours from EST. But everything is based in EST. But I am in the US. But I'm doing some traveling right now. I'll be here, I'll be there. But I'm in the US. Right now it is 12:33 for me. 12:33 a.m. Which I kind of like because in EST it would be 3 a.m. right now. So like by the time I'm done trading, it's like 6 a.m., 8 a.m. So I got literally the entire day just do whatever I want. So I kind of like that part. Like the GN. Yeah, so we're gonna leave GN alone. We're gonna be watching NAS and SPX. Those are gonna be our next targets. Yeah. So we're gonna let them do their thing. We got a new 5 minute about to pop up. All right, so while we're chilling, I'm about to do this. I'm about to flip this left screen, EJ on that one, and then we're gonna keep NAS on this screen. But as you can see, NAS is still struggling a little bit to break this level, which is why we have this level marked off as our confirmation to wait for price to break and hold. So while price is trying to do that, this is how we did last week. All right, matches what y'all see on your screen. Last Monday, we caught 4,030 pips. Tuesday, 130. Give me 1 second. I need some water. All right, bam. Then Wednesday, we caught 27 pips. Last Thursday, 45. Then last Friday, we caught 1,025 pips, ending the week with a total of 5,257 pips. 4,197 of those pips was caught strictly with the members in the advanced play signal room. Ending the week 6-1, giving us an 86% win rate. You click right here, it's going to take you to Monday. All trades posted will have my personal entry, SL, the TPs. You'll be able to see the time the trade was posted, how many people viewed or entered the trade, reactions, TPs getting hit, screenshots of positions, and all that good stuff. So you just scroll a little bit further to the first, you're going to see how we did last month. We went 55-4, giving us a 93% win rate. We caught 151,295 pips. 136,267 of those pips was strictly caught with the members in the advanced play signal room. You click right here, it's going to take you to the beginning of the month. All wins, all losses are posted. You'll be able to check that out and see how we did. There's also some content in here to check out, but this is how we did the month before. So this is how we did May. May we went 46-5 with the 90. Matter of fact, let me write this down so it'll make my life easier when I'm doing the math since I'm already doing it. So let me go ahead and make my life easier. Give me 1 second. So this was May. May we went 46-5. Then we caught 45,925 pips. And then 36,600. 60 was okay. Bam. So in May we caught 45,925 pips. We beat May's record last month. 36,606 pips were strictly caught with the members in the advanced play signal room. Ending the month 46-5 with a 90% win rate. So we beat the record. We went 55-4. So we lost less and won more than we did last month. Then we caught more pips than we did last month, and we had a higher win rate than last month. Well, 2 months ago, I should say. So we beat that last month. Click right here. You're going to see the same exact thing. You're going to see the first week, be able to check out how we did, all that good stuff. So we're going to scroll up again because, like I said, I'm about to kill two birds with one stone. And then how we did the first month of the quarter, if we scroll up, we should be able to see that, right? And if you want to sneak peek of the Advanced Play Signal Room, scroll to May 3rd and check out this live. All right, this was a New York live. I believe this was during a news event. So you'll be able to see basically a little sneak peek of what goes down there. All right, so make sure to check that out. I'm trying to see the recap. Here it is. So let me write this down. What month was this? January, February, March, April. So April, we went 47-5 with a 92% win rate. We caught 108,600 pips. 90,852 of those pips were strictly caught with the members in the advanced play signal room. So I'm going to be tallying up this later. So let me write this stuff up. So give me 1 second, y'all. 90. So you see right there, we've been consistently winning more than we're losing and consistently averaging high 90s and high 80% win rates quarterly, weekly, and monthly, just off rip. And same thing, you click right here, it's going to take you to the first week of April. You'll be able to check all that good stuff out. As far as the first quarter of the year, this is how we did. We caught 364,733 pips. 72,146 of those pips were strictly with the members. Starting the year off, 199 wins, 14 losses, split between 3 months, 93% win rate, which is not bad. You click here, it's going to take you to the beginning of the year, where we started off with a bang, with a nice GJ sell. I keep trying to combine my words, but yeah, make sure to check that out. And see, this is why we wait for our confirmations. NAS is still struggling, so it can potentially retrace back up to there. So because we don't do touch and goes, we wait for confirmations and retests, we could potentially be saving ourselves a potential loss and just unnecessary drawdown as well. So let's go back to GN because we was talking for a while. So that thing's dropped down. So no harm, no foul. This is where the buy originally started. So I have no issues with that one bit. So we're just going to look for a buy right here. So that works out for us either way. All right, which is why we wait for confirmations. It can still potentially break back above though, but as of now, we're just gonna let that do its thing. So we're just chilling right now. Those are just trying to stream. We're just in a couple of trades right now. Hit some TPs. We're just chilling right now. Let's pull EJ back up since that's the one that's in the free channel right now. All right, man, we're just chilling right now. Yeah, but we caught a similar move on Friday. Huge draw. So we was in drawdown literally all Tokyo session. And then finally that thing tanked to the downside. Beautiful drop too. Look at that thing. Was in drawdown literally for 5 hours, I believe. And then that thing tanked. Beautiful move there. All right, let me catch up to these comments. All right, cool. Yeah, but we're just chilling right now. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, y'all. I made a new TikTok, but still follow the main TikTok. Let me put it back on the screen. All right, because we are almost at 1K followers on there. So once we get 1,000 followers, we'll be able to go live on there as well. The lives I have planned to be outside of course, the London session. The London session lives. And I got a lot of things planned for those live streams. All right, cool. So make sure to hit that and check that out. I just posted a video on both Instagram and TikTok a couple hours ago. I'm going to be posting another one in a little bit. And I got another YouTube video dropping later this week as well. Got a lot of content in store for y'all. Yeah, so right now, looking at EJ, we're trying to see if we can break this level to the left. If we can break past this level, we can hit that next TP. We literally missed it by like half a pip. We're going to see if we can break that level. But like the disclaimer says, when TP gets hit, he's either going to reject or break through. So it's still attempting. So we're going to still see what it's going to do. It's still early in London session, early in the day regardless. But we're going to see if we can break these levels and continue to the downside. As far as the other pair, they're doing some retracements as well. So we're just going to let them do their thing until they break back the direction we want and our confirmations are met. But we're just chilling right now. Yeah, so NAS is still struggling to break down also. So we're just going to wait for that to do its thing. Not too surprising though, because like I said, it did do a huge drop as soon as market opened. So retracement before, especially before New York, is to be expected. But nonetheless, we're still going to be looking for sales. All right, if you haven't checked out my most recent video, make sure to check that out. I'm about to drop that link in the comments in just a second. All right, it's the candlestick video, right? It's very important because how I see trading is I break it down into 3 different sections, right? So it is, of course, the charts and your strategy. Because think about it, we make money based on price goes up or down. So it's important to know how to read the chart so we are able to determine that. All right, indicators can only do so much. So it's the charts, and then it's discipline and having your emotions under control. And not really under control, but just understanding why you're feeling the way you're feeling in general, right? And then the third part is simple math, which entails risk to reward, not over leveraging, and proper lot size calculation. All right. So I have videos on risk to reward already, but this video is literally the simplest way to read candlesticks. All right. I go over wicks, I go over engulfing candles, I go over some back testing strategies and more. And the most important part is shorter than your favorite TV show episode. So make sure to check that out. And then, of course, those watching the recorded of this, I'm going to put it up on the screen so y'all know what video to look for. But it's my most recent video. All right, new 15 just started. So let's see what's going on. Go through these pairs really quick. Yeah, so this is dropping down. So we're going to either, what did a nice wick. So we're either going to see a price going to push back up, but the way it's looking, it might drop back down to where price started originally today, where we can look for another possible buy setup. So we're just going to let price do its thing for right now. Then we're going to look at NAS. Yeah, so NAS is still kind of chilling right now. So we're gonna let it, we're just gonna leave it alone. We're gonna keep this here still. We haven't entered this. These are just the 2 trade ideas. We're looking for sells. So we're either gonna look for a sell, price can break this level, or price wants to retrace, then we're gonna look for a sell up here. Gold's pushing back up as well. Yeah, so we're just chilling right now. What's going on, y'all? I see y'all jumping in here. This was a trade called on Friday. I believe we hit I think we hit TP5 on Friday. Yeah, but we're just chilling right now. It's Monday. Volume is pretty decent so far, but we also see a lot of pairs still just doing what they usually do during London session and on Mondays in general. We saw something similar last Monday, but usually Mondays and Tuesdays are the slowest weeks and slower weeks. I mean, slower days of the week. Excuse me. Things pick up on Wednesday, and then Thursday and Fridays are usually the days with the most volume and the easiest days to trade. So it's not too shocking that price is just kind of chilling right now. All right, so let's pull up NAS and SPX because they are trying to reject back to the downside slightly. So they're still trying. They're still trying. So we're going to keep these trade ideas right here. EJ is going for a round two. Going to see if we can knock out this TP this time. Again, like I always say, you look to the left, it's going to explain what's happening in the present and what could potentially happen in the future. Why is price kind of stuck right here? We look to the left, we see right here that price had a similar reaction and caused a little bit of a level of traffic, right? If we look at the red dotted line where price is currently at, and we put a line right where price is currently at. All right, we're going to change the color so we don't throw ourselves off. We're going to do this, right? So we look where price is currently at, and we look to the left. We see this is literally where price was stuck at beforehand, right? When price did this drop on Friday, it retraced, treated this level as a slight resistance. As you can see here, multiple hours was underneath this because we're on the 15-minute time frame. So each one of these candlesticks represents 15 minutes. So every four of these is an hour. So we see for multiple hours how price reacted to this level, treated as a resistance and support. And we see price literally doing the same thing. So right now, we're trying to, and we want to see price retest and treat this level as a resistance and continue to drop to the downside. Like I said, there's support resistance levels on every time frame. But that doesn't mean, but there are levels on the levels on the bigger time frames I do suggest to trade off of though. And if we look further to the left, the same exact level getting treated as a resistance. Is that a coincidence? No. When was this? This was Thursday, July 6th. This was Friday the next day. And this is what? Monday. Let's keep going a little bit further to the left. What do we see? We see the same exact thing, and this was the 26th of June. This was 23rd of June. This was the 20. Wait, I'm reading the wrong date. Wait, no. Okay, this was the 21st. And just for kicks and giggles, let's go on a bigger time frame and see if we can find something farther. First, we got to see the price has been this high before. Let's go on the daily. Price hasn't been this high in a minute. Oh, okay. Found it. All right, so let's see. We're about to scroll all the way back in time. And this is exactly why we trade off these levels. We can already see how it's reacting off rip on the daily time frame. The same exact level. We see the wicks, and we see when price hit this level, treat as a resistance even on the daily time frame. And when was this? This was all the way in 2008. This says Monday, the 22nd of September, 2008. And we're all the way in what? 2023. And we see the exact same things happen. And I can literally do this all day, picking random levels on any time frame. All right. That's why we trade off these levels. No trend line going to show that shit. All right, no indicator going to show that. That's why it's super important to know how to read the charts. But we're just chilling right now. EJ's still doing this thing. SPX and NAS are still trying to figure out what they want to do with themselves. Gold is still slowly pushing back in our favor. And let's see what GN is doing. GN is still trying to see if he wants to hit that level or not. So yeah, we're just chilling right now. We're just chilling right now. What about Friday? You gotta be more specific. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I know I said Friday, but what about Friday? Those just joining the stream, we're already in this trade. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal room, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last week and last month. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out. Let me pull up GN so y'all see what I'm talking about. This is what I mean. It's still trying to figure out if it wants to continue to try to push up or not. So, like I said, if it breaks up and meets our confirmations, I have no issues with entering a buy there. So we're just going to patiently wait and let it do its thing. So that's the buy idea there. But if it wants to respect this level, like it looks like it's trying to, then we can enter a buy off here and then go from there. Yeah, that's a decent stop loss. Yeah, so we're not in this. This is the trade idea, waiting for confirmations. Okay, cool, bro. We got a new 5 minute about to pop up, and we got about 4.5, 5 minutes until the new 15 and the new hour starts. Let's just look at GJ out of curiosity. Yeah, GJ doing a similar move. Yeah, so we're just chilling right now. So now we're just letting price do his thing and just waiting. We're just watching, understanding what's going on. You see, I'm cool, calm, collected, not freaking out, even when price retrace. Why? Because I know what's going on, right? Even if price goes your favor, you should know why you won that trade. If price doesn't go your favor, aka stop loss gets hit, you should know why it got hit. All right, because sometimes it could be because you just entered a little too early, or sometimes you can be dead wrong. All right, a lot of people will lose a trade and just get off the charts or just get off that pair when you can really be missing opportunities of making your money back. And there's been plenty of examples of that. I can pull up plenty right now. I can pull up like three right now. I can say two, maybe three. I can say two for sure. So here's one right now. This was a couple weeks ago. If I can find it. Yeah, so I redid these levels, right? But this was a sell me and the members enter. We entered a NAS sell here. We hit a couple TPs, then price whipped us out, and then price dumped back in our favor. So a lot of people, when price went this way, they either would have went for buys and got emotional, or they would have got mad because they lost the trade. That's assuming you didn't secure profits because the TP did get hit before price rejected. But because I stayed cool, calm, and collected and knew my analysis wasn't wrong, as in price was showing signs of bearish momentum. So when price hit my stop loss and when I got wicked out, first thing I did was did a new analysis, new proper analysis, top-down analysis, did what I always look for as if I was entering a new trade to see what's going on and why price did what it did. Then when I saw that, I was like, okay, well, my analysis still seems valid. So let me wait and see how price reacts to this level. Sure enough, price dumped, let the members know was able to make our money back and more. So I can actually pull this trade up in the channel. I just did something. I don't know what I just did, but we're going to bring this back. So I can actually pull this up. Give me 1 second. I just got to slide this over, and then I can actually pull this up. Let me figure out what date. What date was this? The 26th. So this was June 26th. So all I got to do is do a couple scrolls real quick. All right. Here we go. So we're in the advanced play signal. Again, this is from literally last month. So don't enter this trade. Nothing like that. All right. These are old trades. Don't enter this. This is the advanced play signal. So this is what I was talking about earlier before. The person that was in the chat, I forgot your name, but you was talking about you just joined. Read these pinned messages. I'm not going to click them, of course. But this was the trade, June 26th. You see here, this is the 26th and 27th. 26th, 27th. So this was the signal. The original signal was right here. Entry was 14,870. So I'm just going to grab this thing right here, and I'm just going to type in 14,870, right? 14,870. And then we're going to hit enter and see where it goes. It goes all the way here. So this was my original entry, 14,870. Then the SL is obviously right there. These are the TPs. So we hit TP2. So that's why I was saying if you didn't get wicked out. So TP2 got hit. And then you see me respond later into New York because we entered this during London session. As you can see, we entered at 3:35 a.m. EST. TP2 got hit an hour later. Then it got wicked out. This was, I'm pretty sure there was news this day. Probably not. I don't remember. But you can see later on during New York, I was like, got wicked out of NAS and re-entered. Then you see about 30 minutes later, NAS is tanking in our direction. You see the entry 14,856. You see the screenshot. Whoops, let me X out of that. That was a chart analysis, but that's just one example. And then again, every day I drop a New York price watch list, which basically goes over the trades taken during Tokyo and London session, and then possible sets going to New York, because Tokyo session is strictly just members only trades. So any trades taken during Tokyo session is strictly just sent out to the members. So I do proper chart analysis. As you can see, I don't just say we're looking for buys or sells. I go over and explain why we're looking for buys or sells, and I go over specific price levels to look for buys or sells, as well as entries and exits and all that good stuff. So this was a quick preview. Scroll. See TV's getting hit, and then we have exclusive live streams. As of now, they are during New York session, usually during high impact news events. And if you miss them, they are recorded and posted in here, so you can check them out and view them for yourselves. And there's literally over a year worth of content. There's a bunch of photos. There's literally almost 400 videos to check out. Literally weeks and months worth of live streams as well, as you can see. All that good stuff. And then there's a student member group chat as well. I can remember off the top of my head was GJ. I believe it was a GJ buy. So if we go to GJ, wow, it actually took me to where the buy is. No, it didn't. We're almost there though. I think we're getting there. But as you can see, we're catching the entire wave to the upside. I'm trying to find that GJ buy example. Did I delete it? I know it's here somewhere. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So I did pass it. All right. So same thing here. I knew I was looking for buys because I did my chart analysis and we're bullish. Like I always tell the members that everything's showing us buys, we're going to go for buys. AKA if it's an uptrend, you should only look for buys. If everything's showing us sells, I'm only going to go for sells. AKA if we're in a downtrend, you should only look for sells. So here was a signal I called out. It was a GJ buy. I'm not going to look for that trade, but it was a GJ buy. I called this trade out. SL got hit. So instead of just being upset that SL got hit, I said, first, before I even enter this trade, I treat this like chess. So I think of all possible scenarios. So I already assumed the second option was about to happen, which was it was going to retrace back to its previous level where I can look for a buy and re-entry, right? And sure enough, that's what price did. Price retraced back down. Granted, I could have went for a sell here, but look, price did one small retracement. Again, this is why you don't counter trend trade. Look at this small retracement. Yes, we could have caught a buy, but look what happened after this small retracement. Price shot up for literally days afterwards, right? So waited for that retracement, then entered the buy, made my money back, right? And more. Because again, risk to reward. This was a 1 to 2, almost 1 to 3 risk to reward. So let's say I risked $50 per trade. I just lost $50 here. But because I risked $50 again, my second position, I made 2.5 what I risked. So that means I made, let's just keep it at 100 just to keep it simple. I made $100, no, $125. So 125 minus 50. So even though I'm 1-1 for the day because I risked the same amount and I had a good risk reward, I'm still up for the day even though I'm 1-1. That's what I was talking about before. So that's why knowing how to properly calculate your lot size is so important. And members, you already know that's one of the two things I always stress all the time is reading the charts and calculating your lot size. And it's for that exact reason. All right, so GM looks like it's about to reattempt to try to break that level. So if we can break and hold that level, I'm not against going for a buy. We'll just see what happens. But we're going to let it do its thing for right now. Let's go back and see what these other pairs are doing really quick. All right, so we're still going to hold off on NAS and SPX. They're still trying to figure themselves out. So we're just going to be chilling in these positions called right here. We're going to be looking for a possible GN buy, of course, later today, and possible NAS and SPX sells. But that's pretty much it. Let me catch up to these comments. Friday have volume. Yeah, Fridays have volume. Fridays and Thursdays are my favorite days to trade. Those are the days where you have the most volume, usually. Every day has volume, but Fridays definitely. Only time that can really change is depending on news events, but Thursday and Fridays are usually the most volatile days with the most volume. What does it mean when my pairs on phone MT4 app are grayed? I missed the trade you called trying to troubleshoot this issue. Sometimes the broker will do shit like maintenance on certain, or sometimes the pairs you won't be able to trade, and it's usually a broker issue, whether they're trying to fix things on their end, or sometimes I can't really give you a set dead explanation, but it does happen sometimes. So I would just suggest trying back later in like 30 minutes to an hour and see if it's still grayed out. But it does happen sometimes. Or if you want to try to figure it out, I would just Google that and Google your broker, or email your broker and see what's going on there. But I wouldn't do that till after you wait like 30 minutes to an hour and see what's going on. You said a trade was grade. What trade was grade? Euro JPY? Because that's the only trade I called so far was Euro JPY. Unless you're, well, you say you're a member, so I called 2 trades, but let me know. Let me know. Oh, Fahad already answered it for you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fahad already got you. Hello. What analysis do you do before entering a trade? What analysis do I do? I can break that down. But I also got a video on YouTube breaking that down as well. But I can answer that. Give me 1 second. That's a good question too. Yeah, I have a video. I'm about to link that video, but I'm going to answer your question also. So first, let me find that video. All right, this video is titled 3 Things You Need to Do Before Entering Any Trade. All right, 3 things you need to do before entering any trade. All right, so what analysis I do before entering a trade? The first thing I do is I identify the trend. First thing I do is I go in the daily time frame and identify the trend. Now, why do I do this? Because how do we make money? We make money based on whether we enter the position correctly, whether we enter a buy or sell and price goes that direction. So how are we supposed to know whether to enter a buy or sell without identifying the trend? The trend is showing us the direction price is going, which is why I said if everything's showing us buys, we need to go for buys. And if we're in a downtrend, we should strictly only look for sells. So the first thing I do is identify the trend. That way I know what I'm looking for. If we're in an uptrend, I'm looking for buys. If we're in a downtrend, I'm looking for sells. Or if we're in the third pattern, because I don't care what you see, I don't care what other videos you watch on YouTube, this is literally the only three patterns price makes. It's either going to be an uptrend, downtrend, or it's going to be ranging and stuck in consolidation. Of course, they're never going to look picture perfect like this 100% of the time, but these are literally the only three patterns you're going to see: uptrend, downtrend, consolidation. Uptrend, downtrend, consolidation. So if we're in consolidation, you need to wait for price to either break to the upside or break to the, I wonder if I can do this backwards. I'm not really good at this. Break to the downside, right? And that's what you need to do. You need to either wait for price to break to the upside or downside. Okay? So if we're in an uptrend, you need to identify and figure out where you're going to enter, which is where these levels come into play. All right. So we're interested in learning how to identify these levels. Join the Advanced Play Signal Room. Also got one-on-one sessions in the course, but I also got some videos on my YouTube channel as well breaking down this stuff. But that's the second thing. Second thing I'm doing, since I know I'm looking for buys or sells, is identifying these levels. I'm figuring out if my trade idea is even valid, aka checking out the risk to reward. Then once I want to enter, I calculate my lot size after I know what I want to risk per trade, not what I want to risk this trade, not what I want to risk tomorrow, but what I'm going to risk per trade. And that's what you do. And it's just rinse and repeat. Patience, of course, but it's just rinse and repeat after that. All right. So new 5 minutes about to show up in a second. We want to see if GN can break this level. If it can, we can look for possible buys. But we're just chilling for right now. Going to be still on the charts, but I do got some things to do. Members, you already know in a few hours, I'm going to drop the New York price watch list. If you guys want to contact me directly, you can hit me up on Instagram. You see on the bottom of your screen at playmaker_way. I respond to all messages. And we're going to be back at it same time tomorrow. London session, 3 a.m. EST. All right, cool. And if you didn't get looked at EJ, always hold to, you should always move SL on profit. But if you didn't get wicked out, always hold to SL or TP gets hit.